So we have the ability to open the single entry and the edit entry screens in a lightbox. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. If I just click into one of these profiles here, I'll click the View Details link. And here you can see up pops all the profile information in a lightbox. So that means I can view it without actually leaving the page, which is really nice. And not only that, but I can navigate between entries by clicking these buttons here on the right and the left. So it's super easy. And then when I'm done, I can just click outside and I'm still back on the multiple entries page. And then, like Zach said, this also works for editing entries. So if I go ahead and open up the single entry again, and I click on the edit entry link, you can see that I can edit the entry here directly in the lightbox without actually leaving the page. So I can go ahead and maybe I'll delete some content, make a couple changes here. Update. And that's done. And another cool thing is that if you're in the edit entry screen, you can still navigate between entries. So that'll work. You'll actually stay on the edit entry screen if you have a direct link to the edit entry, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But yeah, so this is a really nice feature. A lot of people have been wanting it, and we're really happy to be releasing it very soon.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about this functionality also is that the single entry layout matches the single entry layout configuration that you have set up. So if you have your single entry set up to use the table layout, it'll use that. If you have it set up to use the list layout or DIY, it'll use that. So you can configure your single entry to look different than your multiple entries layout.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to run through a quick example of just how to enable this functionality. And I'll show you that on a separate view. So we can see what that looks like on a table view. So just a reminder, the kind of default functionality in GravityView, when you click into a single entry, like I'm going to do now by clicking on one of these names, it'll reload the page and it'll take you to the single entry page like this. And then you can edit the entry by going through to the edit entry link. And that essentially does the same thing. It's another page reload. So let's go into the view editor and actually update this to use the lightbox functionality. So let me head back to view. Okay, so here's the view editor. And right now, I'm going to scroll down. Here I have the name field. And right now, this is my link to the single entry. So if I go ahead and open the field settings here, you'll see I have a new option here. If I zoom in so you can see, I have a new option here, open in lightbox. And all I need to do is check that option to enable that functionality. And this is also the case for the dedicated link to single entry and link to edit entry fields. So if I go ahead and add a field here, I'm going to add the link to edit entry field. And then I can go into the field settings. And again, I have this option open in lightbox. So I'm going to go ahead and check that as well. Okay, and then all I need to do, update the view. And I will refresh the page here. And now if I click into the single entry page, you can see it opens up in a lightbox. And I have a lot of content here, but that's fine because the lightbox is scrollable. So I can just scroll down and view everything. And again, I can navigate between entries with these arrows. And then if I go out of this, and I can click to edit the entry directly here, and you can see that that also opens in a lightbox. And again, I can navigate between the entries using these arrows, and it stays on the edit entry screen. So I think this is a really big improvement to the user experience. Obviously, you don't have to use the lightbox functionality. It's optional, but it's really nice, and it streamlines things. It makes it quicker to navigate entries. And yeah, it's just got a great feel about it.
I agree. And every time I see you demonstrate something like this, I don't have anything I need to edit right now, but it makes me want to just jump in and start editing things.
It just makes it so much quicker and easier.
Mm-hmm.